California Honda dealers. I'm Chris McGee, Robert Ory, James Worthy, Mike President. Allie's going to join us in a little bit. Mike Trudell will handle the post-game duties. We're going to hear from him in a moment. Lakers win a wild one in Indiana. LeBron, big night. We'll get to that in a moment. No AD. They finished 2-3 on the road trip, and after 20 games, Rob, they are 10-10, and they needed this one. They found a way to get it done in overtime.
Yeah, even though they didn't win the last three like AD wanted, but they went out on a bang. This was a great game. They played good defense with AD being absent from this game. The best thing about this game, low turnover game. I know everybody will say, what about LeBron's points? But the fact that they're not turning the ball, I mean, they're taking care of the ball, that is a step in the right direction.
Yeah, this was a game they really needed. You know, the little scuffle in Detroit kind of pulled them together a little bit. But this game was one that they really needed. I think this one will propel them into a better place going forward now. Overall game, they picked it up in the second half. They didn't allow as many points in the paint. They got some fast break points. I thought Monk's contribution tonight was critical at times. We had some big shots, but then LeBron James did what he did best and led this team tonight. And I'm a little bit too tired for worthy clap, so y'all send them in for me. That was a good game, Brez.
Sometimes they got to pick it up for you, James. Let's go back to Indiana. Brez, hold your thought. LeBron's with Mike Trudell.
All right, LeBron, so Indy's dropping Miles Turner. He's down in the baseline. Now, when are you deciding to get into those looks to get the jump shots off you got off in overtime?
Just taking what the defense give me, trying to stay in rhythm. I understand that it's closing time, it's winning time, especially in the fourth quarter and then overtime. Chris Duarte made an unbelievable shot to send it to overtime. So, just try to do my part and had a couple go.
So no AD tonight. You played almost all the second half minutes at center defensively. What is that like, and what's the focus there for you?
Well, I mean, when I'm playing defense at the center position, I'm able to basically call all the coverages before teams even get into it, and it gets my other four guys in position where they're not caught off guard. So, just trying to be in continue to communicate throughout the whole possession, keep my guys aware of screens and flares and slips and whatever case that's going on behind them, and and it resulted in us getting some stops. And my guys did a great job of keeping body on body and then rebounding.
Has it been the easiest start to the season for you guys, LeBron? How important was it for you to find a way to get a win tonight? How important was that just for you to take that over late?
We've been playing better as of late. I think yesterday we played some good ball even in my absence. We just weren't able to come through on that one. Obviously, second half of that Detroit game we played exceptional, especially in that fourth quarter. So, we want to continue to build off of it. We haven't been healthy. We haven't been healthy. Haven't been as a whole. Tonight we wasn't healthy again. Lost our big guy in AD. Kendrick Nunn, K Nunn ain't been in. TA ain't been in. I've been out of the lineup a lot this year, but we want to continue to work our habits and continue to play Laker basketball. And if we do that close to 48 minutes, we put ourselves in a good position to win.
Last thing for you, Thanksgiving tomorrow. I think you've earned some time with the feet up. But what's the plan with the family?
The plan with the family is to break bread, loved ones, be thankful for the opportunity to be able to wake up and be in the presence of your loved ones and give all thanks to the man above. Watch some football, some NFL football, 3 games coming on tomorrow. Have first and seconds, get a little sleep, get back up, eat some more, and get ready for a sack on Friday.
That sounds good. Appreciate it, LeBron.
LeBron James with a big night indeed, definitely earning that meal tomorrow. LeBron James looking at some season highs there. 43 minutes, 39 points, 13 of 29 from three-point land, 5 of 12. He had 5 rebounds and 6 assists. Brez, 17 of the points were in the fourth quarter and OT. He was also 8 of 9 from the free throw line, which needs to be mentioned as well.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have already kind of lateraled this Laker team. Like, they're going to be 500, maybe make the playoffs, maybe win a round. You can't quite do that yet because LeBron James has missed so many games. With him in the lineup, this team can really beat anybody. Now, as we've seen, they can also lose to anybody, but just a different feeling when he's out there. I mean, come on, in overtime, a 27-foot three, a 30-foot three-pointer, that fadeaway down the left side. I mean, this is vintage LeBron James. When he's on the court, it's just a different animal. You cannot discount this team as long as he is in the lineup, guys.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rob.
No, you go ahead, big game.
43 minutes, only 2 turnovers, as much as he handles the ball. If this team can get healthy and get a couple practices, a few under their belt, you're right, Brez. They could really peak at the right time. And I think that's what's happening right now. Especially this game. It's going to pull them together. They're coming back home, Thanksgiving, perfect timing, big win, get everybody back healthy when they're playing Sacramento. And, it looks good. I hope that this is a good trend. I always like to use that word, trended in the right direction.
They shot 40% from 3, which is great. They outshot the Indiana Pacers. And you look at the guys who came off the bench, Ellington and Monk. I think they had 7 of those threes. And when you get guys off the bench to contribute like that, it makes it easier for LeBron James. Let's be honest, because now people got to guard those guys and open up the floor, not just for LeBron, for Westbrook. And Westbrook had a great game, only 4 turnovers, I think 3 or 4 turnovers. And that's big because last game he had 5 in the first half. So when you look at these guys, the way they played tonight, even though they didn't start out well, and we want them to have a complete game because, we're greedy. We don't want just 1 quarter, 2 quarters. We want 4 good quarters of basketball. But those first 2 were awful, but they played really well when they had their backs against the wall.
Rob, let's talk LeBron at the 5. It's a different look for the Lakers. LeBron talked to Mike Trudell about what he liked about it defensively. What did you see from LeBron in that position with no AD tonight?
Well, let's face it, LeBron 6'10", 6'9". He back in the day he was a center, But you look at the way he can play. He can bring those centers out. He wanted Sabonis. He wanted that ISO, and the Lakers kept putting those pick and rolls until they got the switch. That's the thing about today's basketball. Nobody wants to play one-on-one defense. They want to switch everything, which sets up perfect for guys like LeBron when he's at the center because nobody on the floor can guard him. A center can't. And when you have your best player who is a center on your team, he has to be on the floor. And so the Lakers exploited that. And when they're exploiting that, they got to rotate, and LeBron can kick it or drive. So basically, the Pacers were at their mercy.
Did you like him anchoring the defense, being able to call it the coverages, as he had mentioned?
Yes, because he's back there. He can see it. He has the most experience. He knows the playbooks and plays of a lot of other teams. I like that small lineup. Could you imagine that lineup against Utah and Gobert being, excluded from the lineup because of mismatch problems? Something for Vogel to look at. Also, he's got to take a look at how he plays Monk. Even when people come back healthy. Brez and I were watching a little bit in the room in there, and Brez was like, this guy's, he has some spunk in his game, and he does. He's not afraid to play, not afraid to put it on the floor. So we're seeing some good things come out of this downtime when they're getting everybody back healthy and struggling a little bit. We're still seeing some good things that are going to lead to the future here.
Yeah, James, I like how the Lakers kind of imposed their will on Indiana. Miles Turner, the best shot blocker in the NBA, irrelevant down the stretch there. Why? Because LeBron was, the Lakers went extreme small ball. Basically, Miles Turner out, really not doing anything, not even really in the game. So I like how the Lakers kind of dig in. James, you mentioned Malik Monk. He's not just a three-point shooter. He had some decent defensive plays, some pretty good plays on offense that were not from distance. And you cannot forget Wayne Ellington. 3 threes in that fourth quarter for the old vet. So a lot of help for LeBron tonight on a night where AD did not play.
If you go back to yesterday's game against the Knicks, it was 91.5 minutes. The Lakers did not have a lead in either basketball game until this guy, Malik Monk, hit that shot to give the Lakers the lead. 17 points off the bench for Malik. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
Malik, I want to say this is your first time being on the court with LeBron in those kind of moments that you probably watched either for years or played against him or just watched it as you were growing up. What were you thinking?
That's what he does. That's why he the GOAT, man. He gonna take control of the game. Let everybody know we no rush. He gonna bring us home, man, and that's what I seen. Like you said, I've been watching my whole life, man. He like our Jordan in my generation. So just seeing that, and I'm just blessed, man, to be able to be out there with him and just learn from him every day.
Is it important for you to also kind of not watch and make sure you're helping on the glass as your season high on the glass? And is that something that's going through your mind as you're in a game like that's back and forth?
Yeah, for sure. Not be stagnant, man. I just can't stand and watch. Like you said, I got to rebound and find other ways to affect the game while LeBron is working. As well as Russ too, man. So that's what I tried to do today, and we got the win, man.
League has been a tough road trip for you guys, and you end it with a win, and not just the win, but you do it in overtime. And LeBron seemed to be relishing the moment. He had the Sam Cassell dance. He had his old school Miami Heat celebration. Does that infuse some joy into this group as you go for your Thanksgiving break and end this road trip?
Yeah, that's all we remember, man, is this game going forward. Like you said, it's been an up and down road trip, but we won this game, and you're only as best as your last, man. And Bron doing that, like you said, it brings joy to us, and it just brings us even closer together.
Malik, it seems like you guys have been, battling back from big deficits